إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الحديث كتاب الله وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, continuing from where we left off last week concerning the wrong meanings of La ilaha illallah. So last week I mentioned concerning the wrong meanings of La ilaha illallah. To say that La ilaha illallah means that there is no God but Allah, or there is no creator but Allah, or that there is no existence except Allah. Some of these wrong interpretations and wrong meanings of La ilaha illallah, and that it misses the true point and essence behind La ilaha illallah. So today we're going to look at some of the different references or the different ways La ilaha illallah is referred to. And sometimes the scholars mention that it is Kalimatul Ikhlas, the word of sincerity. And again, La ilaha illallah means that nothing is worthy of worship in truth except Allah alone. Nothing deserves to be worshipped in truth except Allah alone. And here it is without saying it even further, it goes without saying we have to make the statement upon sincerity. And this statement itself is a perfect definition of sincerity. That we single out Allah alone when we are doing worship, when we are doing actions, we single out Allah alone and we do it sincerely for Allah. We do not do it for man, we do not do it to seek praise from mankind, we do not do it to get glorified from men. We do it seeking the pleasure of Allah. So they say that La ilaha illallah is Kalimatul Ikhlas, the word of sincerity. And it is the word to make sincere worship for Allah alone and to abandon the worship of anything besides Allah. Secondly, they also mention that this is Kalimatut Taqwa, the kalima of piety, the kalima of righteousness. And as they mention, it necessitates righteousness. So this La ilaha illallah, nothing is worthy of worship in truth except Allah, necessitates that you be righteous upon it, that you do good deeds acting upon it according to the statement, and that you refrain from doing evil according to the statement. It necessitates righteous actions, and righteousness leads to Jannah. And as Allah mentioned in the Quran, when those who disbelieve had put their hearts with pride and haughtiness, the pride and haughtiness of the times of ignorance, the days of Jahiliyyah, then Allah sent down His Sakina, the tranquility and calmness upon the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam and upon the believers, and made them stick to the word of piety, the word of righteousness, and they were entitled to it and worthy of it. And Allah is the all-knower of everything. So here Allah mentioned that He sent down Sakina, tranquility, upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and upon the believers, and He made them stick to Kalimatu Taqwa. This is the statement mentioned in the ayah. Kalimatu Taqwa, the word of righteousness, the word of piety. And as the Salaf mentioned, the tafsir is that this statement of righteousness is La ilaha illallah. And again, it entails that you perform righteous actions sincerely for Allah, and you abandon evil actions sincerely for Allah. Also, they mention that this statement is Al-Urwatul Wuduqa, the strongest handhold. And Allah mentioned in Surah Baqarah, there is no compulsion in religion. Verily, the right path has become distinct from the wrong path. Whoever disbelieves in Tawhut and believes in Allah, then he has grasped the most trustworthy handhold that will never break. And Allah is all hearer, all knower. So here Allah mentions that whoever disbelieves in Tawhut, whoever says La ilaha, that nothing has the right to be worshipped, and believes in Allah and says illAllah, except Allah, meaning that Allah alone is deserving of all worship, then he has grasped the most trustworthy handhold that will never break. This is why they say it is referred to Al-Urwatul Wuduqa, the strongest handhold. And this holding on to La ilaha illallah, nothing is worthy of worship in truth except Allah, this is the strongest handhold that will never break. And also some of them refer to La ilaha illallah as Al-Fariqu Bain Al-Kufri wal Iman, the word that separates disbelief from belief, the word that separates between disbelief and Iman. Al-Fariqu Bain Al-Kufri wal Iman, the word that separates between disbelief and belief. Because this is what La ilaha illallah came to do. It came to separate the poison from the honey. It came to separate the believers from the disbelievers. It came to separate the disbelief from Iman, the people of Iman. So La ilaha illallah, it necessitates that we are sincere to it. That is why it is mentioned as Kalimatul Ikhlas. It necessitates that we are righteous upon it, that we gain taqwa, piety. That is why it is referred to Kalimatul Taqwa. And it is from the strongest handhold that will never break. And we need to start implementing La ilaha illallah in our lives. We need to start circulating our lives around Islam and not trying to do it the other way. Meaning that you find when it is time to pray, you find brothers, they want to do everything, and then when they are finished with everything, then we want to find time to pray. And we always find ourselves in a late time to pray, and sometimes even missing the prayer. This is following in the footsteps of the shaitan. But you establish your Islam, you establish La ilaha illallah, and you traverse upon that, and then you fit your other aspects of life to circulate around that. La ilaha illallahu wahdahu la sharika lahu, lahul mulku wa lahul hamd, wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala amma ba'd. So la ilaha illallah, nothing is worthy of worship, nothing deserves worship except Allah. And this statement, we should not take it for granted because it is a weighty statement. It is a hefty statement. And there's a hadith mentioned by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that Musa alayhi salam, Moses, in his time, he said to Allah, "O my Lord, give me something whereby I can call upon you." So Allah told him, refer to la ilaha illallah. Say la ilaha illallah. Nothing is worthy of worship and truth except Allah. And then he mentioned that all your slaves make this statement. And Allah mentioned, "O Musa, if you were to take the 7 earths and everything within it, and the 7 heavens and everything within it, and you were to place it on one scale, and you were to take la ilaha illallah and place it on another scale, la ilaha illallah will outweigh it." This is the heftiness of la ilaha illallah. Also, the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a man will come on the day of judgment with 99 scrolls. 99 scrolls, parchments as far as the eye can see. 99 scrolls as far as the eye can see on the day of judgment. And these scrolls will be full of evil, the wrongs that he did. And then he will be asked, "Is there any good for you?" And he will mention he does not know or he doesn't expect any good. But then a card containing la ilaha illallah will be brought forth. La ilaha illallah on a card, and it will be placed on the scale. And it will outweigh those 99 scrolls of evil, of bad deeds that were put forth. And thus, he will be given the mercy and forgiveness of Allah. So, la ilaha illallah is weighty. So, do not take it lightly and do not take it for granted. This is from the best dhikr that you can make. So, if you are at work, if you are at home cooking, if you're walking down the road, you're going to the shop or whatever the case may be, try to say la ilaha illallah constantly, over and over. Say it with meaning that nothing is worthy of worship and truth except Allah. Put forth righteous actions behind it. Put forth sincerity upon it. Be sincere upon it. Don't just come to the masjid and do la ilaha illallah, just pray, and you're trying to fast in the month of Ramadan just so the people could say that you are a Muslim. Put forth sincere actions for Allah, seeking His hope, seeking His reward in hereafter, seeking His forgiveness from the severe torment and punishment on the day of judgment. So continuously try to find yourself in a state of remembrance to your Lord. La ilaha illallah. It is a hefty statement. It is the strongest handhold that will never break. And again, circulate your life around Islam. La ilaha illallah. When it's time to come Jummah, make that your priority of seeking la ilaha illallah. When it is time to perform the salah, make that your priority of being sincere upon la ilaha illallah. When it is for the time of the month of Ramadan, or to do charity or whatever the cases entail about Islam, make sure that you strive upon la ilaha illallah sincerely and you put forth righteous actions. Not that when it's time to come Jummah, you're studying what the boss will say, so you don't want to upset the boss. But what about your master? You have your worldly master that you don't want to upset because you're studying how to approach him to go for Jummah. because you're afraid that he might replace you and get someone else to do your job. So what? Allah is your master and he's in control of everything. And if you do not put forth La ilaha illallah, he will replace you with someone who will put forth La ilaha illallah, and then you will be from amongst the losers on the day of judgment. May Allah make us from amongst those who are sincere upon La ilaha illallah and who put forth righteous actions upon La ilaha illallah, and know that it's the strongest handhold that will never break. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.